Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you for
It's
the.
up on your nose,
Oh, is it?
so before you talk, if you just kind of do that, it'll be fine if you don't. But
Funny with my mask, I can't even tell where it's at. Check, check, check.
yep,
Okay.
all good. Oh no. Slide forward like that. Perfect.
Hello.
Enmei Juku Kinyangyo Kanzeyan Namu Butsuyo Butsu Uen Yo Butsu Uen Bopo Soen Jo Rakuga Chonen Kanzeyan Bonen Kanzeyan Nennen Jushin Ki Nennen Furishin Kanzeyan Namu Butsuyo Butsu Uen Yo Butsu en Bopo Soen Jo Rakuga Chonen Kanzeyan Bonen Kanzeyan Nennen Jushin Ki Nennen Furishin Kanzeyan Namu Butsuyo Butsu en Yo Butsu en Bopo Soen Jo Rakuga Chonen Kanzeyan Bonen Kanzeyan Nennen Jushin Ki Nennen Furishin absorbing world sounds awakens a Buddha. Right here, this Buddha, the source of compassion. This Buddha receives only compassion. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, just compassion. Thus the pure heart always rejoices. In the light, recall this. In the dark, recall this. Moment after moment, the true heart arises. Time after time, there is nothing but this. Absorbing world sounds awakens a Buddha. Right here, this Buddha, the source of compassion. This Buddha receives only compassion. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, just compassion. Thus the pure heart always rejoices. In the light, recall this. In the dark, recall this. Moment after moment, the true heart arises. Time after time, there is nothing but this. Absorbing world sounds awakens a Buddha. Right here, this Buddha, the source of compassion. This Buddha receives only compassion. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, just compassion. Thus the pure heart always rejoices. In the light, recall this. In the dark, recall this. Moment after moment, the true heart arises. Time after time, there is nothing but this. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the six worlds, and dedicated in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to Lisa at the time of her passing, and to those whose names we hold in the silence of our hearts, as well as those whose names we now voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha, Prajna, Paramita. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Buddhist Temple of Toledo. Please prepare for Zazen. the sound of the clappers, the first and third rows will turn to the right, and the second and fourth rows will turn to the left. now recite the Song of Covenant. We, the Daishin Kokiji Sangha, with respect for the worth and dignity of each person, with wonder at the wisdom and compassion we seek to cultivate by practice, and with deep gratitude for the teachers of this lineage and our connection to one another, covenant to support each other by upholding the precepts of doing no harm, practicing good, and actualizing good for others. Please be seated for this evening's Teisho. Sit comfortably and sit so that you can see our teacher. Gata on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here on such a cold winter night. Am I not working? Oh no. Did I turn it? All right, here. Is it on?
It is on.
I'm just not speaking loud enough?
Can you turn the media up on volume, please? Go ahead.
Command central to Andrew, come in. Okay. All right, good. All right. Awesome. Okay. Good evening. Thank you for coming out in the cold. Of course, it feels deliciously warm in here, doesn't it? You're so lucky to have such an amazing space to practice in. So with great privilege comes great responsibility, right? So because we have such an awesome place to practice in, we have to all realize full and complete Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, like right now. Oh. So tonight I thought we would look at Secrets of the Blue Cliff Record, and we're going to look at case 3, Sun-Faced Buddha, Moon-Faced Buddha. Introduction. One device, one state, one word, one phrase. The aim for the moment is for there to be a place to enter. But this is still gouging a wound in healthy flesh. It can become a nest or a den. When the great function manifests, it does not keep to rules. The aim for the moment is knowledge of the existence of the transcendental, which covers heaven and earth, but cannot be grasped. When thus will do, and not thus will do, this is too diffuse. When thus won't do, and not thus won't do either, this is too isolated. Without getting involved in this dualism, what is correct? The example. Great Master Ba was unwell. The superintendent of the temple asked, "How is your health these days?" The great master said, "Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha." The verse. Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. Who were the ancient emperors? For 20 years I have suffered. How many times have I gone down for you into the blue dragon's cave? The distress is worth reporting. Clear-eyed Zenists should not slight it. So, the distress is worth reporting. We certainly have been in these moments of distress for quite a while with this pandemic, and now this is going to be interesting because I can either wear my glasses and read or wear my glasses and not see any of you, but you're a total blur. So we'll see which one wins. This distress of the pandemic, and then on top of it, what's happening in Ukraine? What are we doing here? Are we on the brink of war or not? I mean, this is like, we're in a real distressful moment. And, Bimala Kurtis said, "I am sick because the whole world is sick." Right? I am sick because the whole world is sick. When asked how he was doing when he was sick, Master Ba said, "Sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha." So let's do a little bit of bio on Master Ba, just because he's kind of interesting. So he lived in China from 709 to 788. He actually started the Rinzai line, so he's a very important teacher in our lineage because we carry actually the same line that he carried. It seems, according to James Ford, that our line is actually directly from Hakuin in the sort of heavy-duty, full-on Rinzai line. We always thought that it was more of a reform curriculum that we were doing that was embedded in the Soto school. But actually, we have both pure Soto and pure Rinzai. So Master Ba is very much in our lineage. And he's the guy, when someone would ask him a question, he would hold up his staff. Or, he would shout or kick somebody or, do some, those crazy Zen master kind of things that these days are not as quite socially appropriate to do. And the main sort of theme of his teaching is that mind is Buddha. There's a couplet that you do in the Gateless Gate. The first one is, "Mind is Buddha," And then the second one is mind is not Buddha. That comes from Master Ba. But anyway, here we are. He's at the temple. He's in his room. Now, I should tell you that according to the legends, Master Ba is like this huge dude, like really, really big, right? And he actually is said to have had a tongue that would cover his whole face, like a lion or something, you know. He's a very imposing dude. And of course, you know, when the really imposing people in our lives that we so rely on to keep us kind of together, when they go down, it's a little bit kind of unsettling, right? For me, I know when Rinsen gets sick, it's like, oh, honey, you can't get sick. We're all kind of relying on you. Don't do it. And to see him so kind of vulnerable and unable to talk or something because he's coughing so much, it's well, it's the Buddha coughing. How is your health these days? So this would be the Jisha, would be like, you know, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I imagine Master Ba lying in his bed, you know, just like, the fever or whatever, maybe not having eaten for days or something, and said, sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. So he was expressing his realization with this student and also teaching, taking this moment as like a teaching opportunity. And because he was so generous with his life and with his teaching, we, I don't know how many years it is, from 709 AD to right now, but his words and his teaching is still ringing true down to us. And just that alone deserves a bow. So why would he say this, sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha? So there's a sutra that names all these names for the Buddha, and among them is these two names. Sun-faced Buddha lives 1,888 years. Moon-faced Buddha lives one day, a morning and an evening. So a lot of people think, oh, well, he was trying to say, like, the sun-faced Buddha is like the relative, and the moon-faced Buddha is the absolute because it's only one day. But I think there's something much deeper and much more healing going on than just making that little intellectual sort of turn of the mind. And that is to really appreciate that, like Vimalakirti, we are all sick because the world is sick. We all live the time that we live. Some of it 95 years, 100 years. Some of it barely an hour. And we think about all of the people whose lives have been cut short during this pandemic. And God forbid we end up in some kind of a military confrontation, the lives that will be lost there. So the real operative place, the place for us to really dig in, is to acknowledge our sun face Buddha, moon face Buddha. Is it long? Is it short? And what is this Buddha? This is what we're investigating. The unborn, that which does not die, yet lives for one day or 1888 years. Tenkei says, sun face, long or short, what realm is this? It is this realm that we're all living in together. In whatever state of health, be it mental health, physical health, emotional health, each of us different, totally different. It could be a sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha, rain Buddha, cloud Buddha. What realm is this? It is not to be understood as a carving, a sculpture, or an icon. It is not to be understood as a thing. We are not a thing. Thich Nhat Hanh just said, I am not my body. Build a stupa and put my bones in it. I will not be there, and I will be there. Joshu called it an oak tree. Unmen called it a piece of dry crap. In the scripture of Buddha names, it says that sun-faced Buddha lives 1800 years, while moon-faced Buddha enters extinction after a day and a night. But what about your own sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha? Is it something long or short? How do you understand it? Set your eyes on the absolutely inextricable within yourself. And that's our Zazen practice. That's our Buddhist practice right there. Set your eyes on the absolutely inextricable within yourself that is perfectly in union with living one day, 3 days, 4 days, 20 centuries. You know, it's interesting because we think, oh, it's better to have a longer life. But I think about all those vampire movies, after a couple of centuries, are all really miserable. And then I think about, I saw this movie, I think it's called Crazy Asians or something, and they have this party, and they bring out this flower that's blooming at night. And, everyone is admiring this flower, and it's incredibly beautiful and just radiant and dazzling. And the host says, well, the flower is here tonight because it will die in the morning. So we can't really say too much about the value of long and short. But we can say quite a bit and yearn quite a bit to directly experience this absolutely inextricable within ourselves. This thing that's not an icon, that cannot be named, cannot be contained, that is completely boundless, is neither born nor dies, yet it is born and it dies. The more intimate we get with the truth of this is the healing balm of our life, so that when we are confronting whatever illness that we have, we can actually tap into this healthy Buddha body that is unconcerned, undiminished by our sickness, or likewise doesn't bloom more fully in our well-being. This is what we're investigating. This is our Buddha nature. This is our true nature. We were born with this, and we're going to die with this. So, Baso said, sun-faced Buddha, moon-faced Buddha. I ask you, what would you say? Someone asked you, how are you feeling today? Would you be able to say, your name, fill in the blank, Buddha? This is what we're investigating. Please take it up.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless, I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible, I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless, I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable, I vow to embody it. Thank you, everyone. Are there any announcements for this evening?
Just a reminder that tomorrow night we have Thursday evening practice starting at 7.
Any other announcements? And if not, please restore the window and have a good evening.